past 25 years, I've been creating programming for well elderly, those who are in community day centers, as well as assisted living and nursing homes. I've been developing programming for those who suffer within all 3 stages of Alzheimer's disease. The first stage, mild Alzheimer's disease, is where the abnormal cells, which are called plaques and tangles, move through and up the brain, starting at the entorhinal cortex. What often happens is that an individual who has driven somewhere now gets lost, cannot find their way back home. Someone in the middle to late stage Alzheimer's disease forgets to feed themselves or might forget to take medication. In the last stage of Alzheimer's disease, the plaques and tangles then move up and through the entire brain, shutting down the body functions and daily living skills of the person, and those people are commonly in nursing homes and bedridden. We now know that if the hippocampus is stimulated through environment, through music, through movement, and through all of the activities you do, the cells in the hippocampus are able to regenerate and get thicker in mass and density. We started to realize and look at how do our daily living skills affect those who get Alzheimer's disease and those who don't get Alzheimer's disease. As I started to look at and define exactly what creative art activities were affecting different areas of the brain, I was the first to put together a structured program that not only identifies activities being right brain or left brain, but what actual regions of the brain were being stimulated. TTAP method stands for Therapeutic Thematic Arts Programming. People who were in my art programs, especially in the Alzheimer's unit, actually became a little more coherent. They started remembering what I did with them in programs. And I noticed, particularly over a 15-year period, that the people who got involved in the arts, whether it was music, drawing, painting, poetry classes, those people tended to live longer, and there was a real difference in people who came onto an Alzheimer's unit who didn't get involved in a group. Those are the individuals that I saw very quickly pass on. The TTAP method gives hope. It has just recently been recognized that we can rehabilitate our minds through actions. The ability to tell someone that doing an activity can help them cognitively gives people hope. The 9 steps of the TTAP method are all of the basic 9 forms of creative arts. Step 1 is starting with conversation, when people talk to each other about a theme in the group setting. Step 2 is using body relaxation and meditation to go within and to create ideas and reminiscing about things that happened in our past. Step 3 is taking those memories that have come up in the meditation and putting them either onto paper or painting. Step 4 is taking then that theme that maybe in your mind's eye you were thinking of the best vacation you had, and putting that into a sculpture project. Step 5 is moving from sculpture into a movement, dance, and music program. Step 6 is taking from the music and dance and moving it into a word, poem, or story program. Step 7 is incorporating it into food and maybe what food you had on that special vacation that you remembered. Step 8 is using the theme and using themes as a whole, and you could actually take all those other steps that you've done and reminisce and go back into using a theme. Step 9 is phototherapy, and maybe taking pictures of what happened at that theme, or taking photographs and putting yourself into the photograph. The TAP method systematizes what is going on from one step to the next, so that the individual just doesn't get random creative arts programming, but they have meaning. The programs go from one component and can reflect back on what the person did in the past program. This happens to be excellent for the Alzheimer's population because it's developed towards the person's strength, which is the ability to have long-term memory.